Greetings, dear ladies. I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. My partner steps away. If there was a way right now, if there was a way that I suddenly could have a female voice, you'd feel comfortable, more comfortable than with the male. If there was a way, through some magic of time that I could give you, through my partner's vocal cords, the sounds of a Lemurian mother, I'd like to tell you what would happen. Some of you would be on the floor with astonishment, because that you would remember. There's nothing like it. It's built into the Akash of those who've heard it, including mele'ha. But it wouldn't be fair, because you have free choice to relate. This really is an elegant group. There is no gender on the other side of the veil. I don't speak to you from a gender. In fact, I've said this before, but I am removed from my partner in this sense, in this channel, every time it happens. Because this is for the ladies, and I don't want him in on it. He can hear it later, like everyone else. This is an elegant group. What you carry in your Akash at the moment, I'll just review, is astonishing. Core information from the Star Mothers. How many of you were actually in that place all those years ago as women, coming full circle through all these thousands of years to sit in this moment, seemingly by chance? How many here? And I'm going to tell you, and it's not often the case, all of you, everyone. Now it's up to you to relate to this, and that's the free choice. You may go through this evening and this exercise and the information that I'm going to give you, which is extremely esoteric tonight, and you may not feel anything. You may not really relate to it, even though you were there. And you'll say, well, why is it that I cannot grasp on to these things like so many of the other ladies, or perhaps like I'm expected to? And the answer is so obvious. It's the programming from birth. Who you think you are, what you think you know, who you're supposed to be, and suddenly, in these new energy times, there's a whole dimensionality that nobody told you about, of who you are. But there's something else I want to talk about. I talk to you ladies right now because you need to know something that's going on that affects you. And I wish I could sing it to you, because that's how important it is. That's how beautiful it is. Even mele'ha is not truly aware of what has happened in the last few weeks. When the Star Mothers came to this planet, part of what they did before they taught, before Lemuria, part of what was established was something called the nodes and the nulls. A place of teaching was set up. 12 nodes of teaching, one of them in Lemuria, the most profound one in Lemuria. But there were 11 other places. the antithesis, seemingly, were also 12 other places which would eventually be matched up with the nodes where the teaching was. So there were 24 areas, 24 places on this planet. And there they laid. They taught the ones in the 12, and the others laid dormant. And the reason for them is they would work with the grids of this planet, if called upon to do so by the trigger of humanity passing 2012. I'll say this again in case you missed it. They were to activate and work if you made it past 2012. And who put them there? And what's the reason? And this is where it gets esoteric. And you can get on board with this information or you can space it. That's your free will, to relate to it or not. But these places were created by those who taught you in Lemuria. For humanity, in case you went past 2012. And the reasoning is that you would need evolutionary help from this planet, from the grids, if you made it past 2012. Not only did you make it, but here you sit in something that was unexpected. A sisterhood of remembrance of the shamanship you were given. The shamanship. That means you were told and taught core information. Core information that is so beautiful and so precious. Not even the indigenous have it all today. Some of it's been lost, but not really. Because it lives in you. It lives in you. But as I've said before, just because humanity past 2012 didn't instantly create something that wasn't there before. You had the same tools, you have the same personality. What it did create was the activation of the beginning of the pairing of the nodes and the nulls. In other words, this system kicked in actually a little before 2012, because we knew where you were going. The pairs started to be matched up, and I gave all of the matching places to the nodes one by one. Some of them actually were mismatched and had to be rematched because of the energy of the planet past 2012. What I'm saying there is that there was no predetermined matching of a node or a null until after 2012. Now here's what I want to tell you. They have been almost online since 2012, but not quite. Not quite. A few days ago, literally, with a group sitting on Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is a sacred area, and it's a node. I matched the next to the last pair, which would then automatically match the last pair. In other words, in that morning, on that day, all of them came online. And what do they have in common with you? Why does this very esoteric information matter? I'll tell you this. The group that was with us there, that listened to the channel, was so ready for this, sitting on that node, was so ready that they burst into applause. They felt the energy. They felt the excitement. They felt them come online. And they knew it was real. And these were individuals from many countries, but I sit before an elegant group of Lemurians. And I'll tell you this, when these came online, it was for you. Because the ones who taught you those years ago, with those voices that you'll never forget etched into your akash, the beauty, the splendor of those star mothers, they're the ones who put them there. And they put them there to enhance your remembrance. Women, it begins. You see, it's a rebirth, you might say, of even the sisterhood. Oh, by the way, mele'ha, did you hit your head? They don't know about that, do they? Maybe you can tell them. Now you know why. Or maybe you don't. You know, you had to go someplace and do something. You had to step out of your body for a moment to be in alignment with what just happened. And now you know. You've heard. Sometimes you got to be hit upside of the head in order to hear something. And that's what happened to her. Because this is a rebirth of this group. It's going to the next level. And that next level is because these nodes and nulls are activated and are pushing and pulling for the first time like an engine of energy that's pouring Akashic remembrance onto this grid, an awakening. It's new. It just happened. And it involves you. It involves you first, ladies. This is the invitation to feel an energy that wasn't here a few weeks ago. It's an invitation to awaken more than you expected you might to wonderful, pure truths that you can celebrate. You might even do ritual around them only because they're so beautiful and so pure. You might sing their praises because they are given to you, ladies, as the shamans that you are. This is the beginning, an amp up of everything you came here for. But the nodes and the nulls had to be put together and finalized and working before the real sisterhood could ever appear. This is a new energy. Ladies, enjoy it. Don't be confused by it. Understand it. And be thankful that you are you. No accident that you sit in the chair. Start feeling it. And so it is.